I will be talking about the election a little bit, but just know truly from the bottom of my heart, I don't give a fuck, so neither should you, okay? Can we agree on that? Yes. You know, do I know anything about the American politics? No. Am I going to speak on it anyway? Yes. Is that like most people who talk about politics of any kind? Yes, as well, okay? Am I going to get some things wrong? Yes. Am I going to get many things wrong? Also, yes. Have I fact-checked anything I'm about to say? No, all right? But should you really expect that from Spearhead Sundays? No. You're a moron if you think that, right? So, I think it's funny. I think that it's hilarious that people think that Trump gives a fuck about them when on the most important day of his presidency, when supposedly they were stealing the election and fraud was happening, instead of him, you know, being in the White House and doing video statements or talking to the news that were lying about him or refuting things or telling his followers what to do or just being the president, you know, he was just playing golf. Like, they announced that Biden won the presidency while he was halfway through a game of golf. Like, do you really, like, if you really are a Trump guy, do you think he gives a fuck about you after that? I think it's... Look, I care a lot about comedy, right? I say that I'm a comedian, but if I had a big show on, you know, like that, like if I had a show on and people were stealing tickets from people who had bought, you know, tickets to my show and they started reselling them on scalper websites, and instead of doing anything about it, I started playing cricket. I feel like a lot of people will be justified in assuming that I don't give a fuck about you. I just think it's funny. I think it's hilarious. And all these people are going to be all these people that thought, like, you know, Trump was this evil monster and Biden was going to fix everything are going to be so bitterly disappointed when nothing changes. You know, the police brutality is going to be a fucking massive issue. They're still going to be putting cunts in cages. Everyone in the Middle East is still going to get bombed, probably even more. You know, one of the lesser talked about things that Trump did was pull a lot of people out of a lot of pointless wars. Guess where they're going? Straight back in. How crazy is it that Biden turned 79 in 3 days? You know, I was joking about the gold digger thing, but it's also kind of reality. Can he? I know Trump was really old, but I feel like he seems a bit more sprightly than Biden. Biden has his moments. All that Biden has over Trump in terms of like who's the more fit and deathly ill old man. That's the race, right? And the only thing Biden has, and he keeps doing it over Trump, is jogging. You know, like, let's be real. Mental capacity, Biden has a few slip-ups. Trump says some insane things, but his brain is functioning, you know? Like, every now and then Trump will say some crazy things, and he'll be like, oh, that's a bit crazy. Is he mentally sane? Oh, yes. And the answer is yes, Trump is sane. He's just a cunt. You know, he's just an asshole. He just doesn't give a fuck about you, and he might be a bit of a scam artist. That's like Trump, right? But he's definitely there in his head. Biden, however, yes, he can jog, and he's definitely physically fitter, but mentally, sometimes he leaves. I've got hairy legs, you know, like every now and then he just checks out, you know, like he could go for a run, but, you know, halfway through the run, he might forget where he's going. That's the vibe. Trump is not going for a run. Trump can dance from the waist up. You see those videos? He's like dancing, but it's only from the waist up. He might do like one knee bend, but then you see him go, oh, shouldn't do that, because he's top heavy. He's a very top heavy man. You know, his brain works and his body works from the waist up, but he's not going for a run. Biden, however, could definitely go for a run. He might be used to running away from Kamala Harris. No, not the injection. I want to be president now. You know? How honestly, how far... I said so many times, I'm not going to make this a political podcast. What I meant was, I'm not really going to state any fucking opinions or argue or treat one side like they're evil for voting for the guy, you know? It's like, how are you going to call some coal miner evil for voting for Trump just because Trump said he would keep his industry alive? It's like, yeah, cool, coal's bad, but the dude needs to feed his kids. So you can't just end that man's life. You need to slowly transition to a better thing. Is that insane? I guess so. I might be insane, guys. I do have blue hair. You know, I should be fucking screaming with joy. I should be out in the streets. dancing, going, fuck yeah. 79-year-old man is in charge of the biggest country and most important country in the world. That's good. For real, though, do you reckon he makes it to the end of his term? I don't think he does. Because he'll be 83 4 years from now. 83. You can't have someone in their 80s in charge of a country. The dude can't even work a phone. At least Trump handled Twitter. He used Twitter so well he almost caused a civil war. I've never seen social influencing on that scale. Incredible. I reckon 2 years in, Biden goes, I have hairy legs and I am giving up the presidency to Kamala. And then instead of like, metaphorically handing over the torch, he just literally gives her a controller and she goes, what's this for? For the drones. Have at 'em. There's a couple of kids crossing a road in the Middle East. They might be terrorists. Looks like they're carrying nukes. Sorry, Biden, put your glasses on. Those are sticks. I know, but don't they look like nukes? All right. Hit the big button. The only button on it says fucking bomb.